Today I'm going to take you on a little adventure with the towtector. I got sick of buying these. I spent close to $300 on my last one, and I was looking at these ones, and this style right here was close as $350 to $400. I did a little research. A buddy of mine made one. I made mine pretty similar to his, and I tell you what, I got like $130 into this thing. This will save you a ton of money as long as you got somebody that's got a welder that you're friends with, or you got a welder yourself. Go this route. So all I did is I took a receiver hitch I already had. You can buy these. I bought a straight one, and we just welded that bracket onto it. This right here, this bottom part of it, this is 2-inch steel tubing. I had this laying around. You can still buy these in the weld shop or most places that sell metal. I put one on the bottom, one on top, just so I could get it up higher. And then I used 1.5-inch angle iron for the, I got 3 feet on each side. So 6 feet long. I bought that L&M Fleet Supply, I think, for like 25 or 22 bucks or something. Perfect. So the main thing you want to do is when you go to weld this stuff together is you want to take a receiver hitch, you want to polish it up down to bare metal because they come painted. That way your weld sticks nice to it. Other than that, you're going to want to make sure that you got enough clearance from your bumper to this part. And I got about 1.5 inches. You don't want it too far back, but you don't want it far enough forward where if this thing wobbles around a little bit, you want to make sure there's clearance between your bumpers so it doesn't cause any rubbing or anything like that. Then after you get it welded on, I still got to go around here. I'm going to polish this up with a wire brush to get all that stuff off before I do any painting, but I'm not really worried about that yet. I drilled the holes. So on here, I went and bought these mud flaps. You can buy these at most implement stores or whatever. This one's cut down. I'm going to show you how they cut these down. And you want to measure it up on top and mark it out from your edge. That way you get, you can go there, you can drill your 4 holes. You can use 5, whatever you want to do. Main thing is make sure these things are out to the edge of your bumpers. You'll kind of see where your tire's at to these. Then make sure that your center here with your length. So on this one, on this Toyota Tundra, I was 37.5 inches this way. So I made a center mark right down my receiver, and I went another 37.5 to there. But other than that, the other thing you want to do before you cut down, most these came off a semi. So these were like another, like probably another foot higher. So I needed to cut it down, but I wanted to make sure I cut it at the right length. You want to get your truck on a level surface, and that's what I did as I took it in town because my driveway is not level at this time of the year. And I measured down, and you want to be at least 2 to 3 inches off the, pretty much 3 inches I would say. Because once you put a load in your truck, it can actually put your suspension down a little bit, so you want to have some clearance down there, but you don't want it up too high where that stuff from the rocks, the gravel, and all that stuff slip up underneath that and hit whatever you're towing. But for me, I think it was, yeah, I did 21.5, which is going to be perfect for this truck, this height. But to do this, to cut these down, it's simple. All I did is came up here, I measured from the bottom of them. You always want to cut from the bottom because the bottoms are straight, the tops are not always straight. So I just went up 21.5 inches, and I used, this is a wet erase marker, high vis, just went 21.5, 21.5 again, so we can get a nice straight edge. Oh. Then I should say this right here is going to go on the back side on the top. So this is what I'm going to use just right now to just get a nice straight edge. You want to make sure these things are straight. Because if that's crooked, it's going to sit crooked on your truck and you'll be able to see it. So for this material here, this is pretty thick stuff. This is heavy duty. And you want to go with the heavy duty stuff. It's going to last a lot longer than a normal mud flap. These, like I say, these are for semis. Perfect material for this. And all I do, for this step, you can use a handsaw or something like that. I tried an angle grinder, it didn't work. It just started melting. I just, I got a knife that I got out of the kitchen and pretty much just take it. It's a little bit tough to get this started. Once you get it started, it slides through, and make sure you cut this straight. So once you get these things cut down, they're ready to line up. You're going to want to mark holes in these things and pre-drill them. All I'm using is just my drill gun with the drill bit. What I'm going to do though, is I'm going to get this on here. So then you're going to want to come over here. Usually you want 2 people for this. I really don't have a second hand.
Ben, come here.
Plus I get my little boy over here.
Ben, come here. Daddy needs help.
So when you get this up here, what you want to do, like, step back a little bit, buddy. You want to make sure this is flush on the outside of this. And you're just going to go in there, you're going to take your paint marker, you're going to mark in the center of your holes. That way when you drill them, you already got it figured out. Alright, so we got that one marked out. Got our 4 holes on here. Just gonna take the drill and drill this out. I'm doing all this before I paint this. That way if I get marker on it, it's not on my paint. You want to do that process on something that you don't care about putting a hole in the bottom of it. So after you get them drilled out fully through, you want to take your drill bit, go back in them, just kind of clean them up a little bit. That way when you put your bolt in there, it kind of slides through nice and good. Like I said, this flat piece right here, I drilled those holes out. What that's going to do is this part right here is going to slap up on the inside of this angle iron, and this part right here is going to go right behind it. That way when you pull your bolt in, put your washer, you're going to put your bolt through. It's going to go through here. You're going to put a washer on the back side of this and a bolt. This just holds this thing together a lot better than just putting a bolt right through here and a washer against this. This is just extra support. But same thing, you want to paint these also. So now that everything's ready, prepped up to go together, now I'm going to clean this down. I'm going to put a coat of primer on it. Then we're going to put the paint on, and I like to use industrial, like tractor equipment type paints or automotive paints. I had a can of this dark primer laying around, so I'm just going to use this. So now that I got this all cleaned up, I took a wire wheel, I got around the welds, all the steel. There was a little bit of rust here and there from moisture. So I got all that cleaned up, it's bare down. So what I do then is I just take my primer, like I say, use automotive or equipment, tractor style paints, because these are on the back of your vehicles. They take a lot of beating, they get a lot of, if you're in a salt shield, it takes on salt. You want to protect as much as you can, so at least 1 coat of primer, sometimes 2 coats, and you want at least 3 coats of the good paint. So there we go. I got this thing painted up. I had 2 coats of primer on it, and I put 3 coats of the tough coat on there from spray paint. It's just implement paint they use on tractors, heavy duty stuff, construction equipment. I just wanted a really good coat on here to protect it from salt and debris, I mean gravel, all that stuff. So I let it sit inside for 2 days to let it really cure on there good. The next step is putting your mud flaps on. So these, like I said, I drilled the holes earlier, matched them up with the holes that we got. To put these on, it's very simple. All I do is I just take these bolts that I got. I use stainless bolts. Stainless is a better option. That way it, you know, resists up to like salt corrosion and stuff like that. That way if I ever want to take them off after after a couple of years of stuff, you might get some rust on here. I figured if I'm going to do that, I want to be able to take these off easy, and then I can just wire wheel this thing back down and repaint it if I have to. But there we go. All we got to do is line these holes up. Just put one on each end. Just repeat the process. Get all 4 in right away. So after you get all 4 bolts in there, next thing you want to do is take your piece of metal that you cut earlier that you drilled the holes for. Make sure it lines up still. We're going to take that, go on the back side, and fit it right against that flap. Perfect, everything lined up awesome. And next step is from there, you just take your washer. And I use lock nuts. And I just put those on each one of them. And from there, we're just going to snug them down nice and tight. And there you have it, towtectors for under $150. Buying this in a store, like I said earlier, most of these I'm seeing are like $250 to like almost $400 in some cases for different brands. Like, if you got the tools to do this, this is the way to go. It's budget friendly, and this is gonna last years to come, way longer than the one I bought. That was a name brand one that I spent a fortune on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped you in some way of saving some money, and why not try it yourself? If you liked the video, subscribe, and share, please. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. Say, we're going to keep more videos coming your way, and who knows what's going to be on them. So if you like what you just seen, want to see more, then join us along on all of our adventures by hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget, get out there and break the chain of routine.